The conversation delves into the heart of recovery, emphasizing compassion for oneself and others facing overwhelming challenges. The guest shares insights from working with individuals who were resistant to prescribed protocols, only realizing their benefits after stopping.
We've had a couple of guys who stopped their protocol because they didn't feel anything was happening. They emailed me after a month saying, "Geez, I don't feel as well. Maybe it was working."
Exploring the transformative work of the Warrior Angels Foundation, the focus is on addressing fundamental health issues in veterans, particularly hormonal and nutritional deficiencies. Shifting to these underlying problems leads to profound improvements in their mental and physical well-being.
It's unbelievable. All the research is available on our website, waftbi.org. The key for me is seeing these guys get back into life, like going to Pepperdine Business School after treatment.
I can't tell you how many guys have thanked us for pointing them in your direction. Just by correcting diet and hormones, veterans are reclaiming their lives. We didn't hand them self-help books or spiritual teachings, just fixed what was deficient.
These health corrections reconnect veterans with their purpose, offering a deeper existence beyond superficial solutions by addressing neurosteroids and inflammation.
We focus on neurosteroids and preventing inflammation. Physical fitness and nutrition drive this home. My daughter Allison helps with the gut-brain connection.
Decades of literature support these findings, recognizing the significant impact of peripheral health on brain function. This work fills a critical gap in veteran care.
There's just so little information out there, which is part of the problem.
When Andrew came to me, it wasn't just about treatment. It's a reintroduction to life, tackling root issues.
The next discussion highlights how veterans' mental health is profoundly influenced by hormone imbalances and inflammation. These factors can lead to poor outcomes, often overlooked in traditional medical approaches.
We had lunch with an admiral and heard about his wife's misdiagnosed thyroid issue. They gave her antidepressants without even checking her hormone levels.
This underscores the importance of a comprehensive approach, starting with understanding the body's internal environment.
TBI, for instance, is a two-phase injury. Physical trauma followed by an inflammatory cascade. A roller coaster ride could trigger enough inflammation to cause issues.
A protocol focusing on hormone and inflammation issues has shown measurable improvements across numerous cases.
We've done it 1,400 times. Treating these conditions as physical injuries and replenishing what's lost improves symptoms.
Proactively managing one's health environment can significantly alleviate symptoms often miscategorized as purely psychological. A deep dive into hormone health, particularly testosterone therapy, reveals its vital role in well-being. The host shares his personal transformation through consistent hormone balancing.
I've been on testosterone for 10 years. It changes your life. I'm 50 and my body functions like it did when I was 30.
The critique of relying on medications without examining hormonal causes reveals deeper issues.
Why not look at your hormones if you're depressed and tired all the time?
The guest emphasizes understanding personal optimal physiological levels instead of defaulting to medication.
Why take psychotropic medication rather than fixing what the body can naturally produce?
Lifestyle changes like reducing processed carbs significantly impact hormone levels.
Cutting out processed carbohydrates doubled my testosterone.
The analogy of a car needing all parts to function harmoniously illustrates neglected hormones undermining the system.
Your body is far more complex than a car, but similar in that respect. Fill up one tire and neglect the others, it doesn't work.
Embracing a holistic approach to hormone health revitalizes. The guest shares a transformative recovery approach, focusing on enhancing the body's natural plasticity by optimizing environmental elements like water, light, and sound. Emphasizing a neuropermissive environment for healing, he highlights the role of physical fitness, especially Olympic lifting, in overcoming health challenges.
So, get them back to a homeostasis, a balance, a neuropermissive environment. Then you start looking at what else to optimize in life. Water, light, sound, EMF. Every external stimulus should be as optimized as possible. I always remained physically active. The cardiovascular fitness was a huge factor in surviving severe health issues.
After struggling with 33 service-related disabilities, he became symptom-free, showcasing the profound impact of his protocol. He cites success stories, such as a veteran named Matthew, who dramatically reduced medication use and pursued a new career path after engaging with this method.
Matthew was on OxyContin, morphine, and fentanyl. 6 weeks after starting the protocol, he was down to 2 medications. A year later, off all medications, he moved to Hollywood to pursue acting and screenwriting.
His method isn't about inventing new treatments, but using existing scientific literature to modify receptors related to addiction and anxiety.
Pregnenolone should replace benzodiazepines. We've helped people off anti-anxiety meds with pregnenolone, all from reading the literature.
The host admires the guest's unique contributions, noting his outlier status in the medical community.
You're kind of an outlier in the medical community. It's rare to hear about someone helping soldiers and athletes like you do.
The conversation shifts to the Warrior Angel Foundation's efforts in addressing traumatic brain injuries, TBI. The guest highlights the foundation's mission to train doctors and emphasize personalized healing approaches. He underscores the silent prevalence of mild TBIs and their hidden impacts.
Andrew and I, back in 2015, began training doctors. We've trained about 400 to better understand TBIs. It's crucial because so many people suffer without realizing that past head traumas could be the root cause of their issues.
Some folks don't even realize it. They think a little knock and tumble doesn't mean much, but it often does.
The conversation emphasizes the brain's ability to rewire itself within a neuropermissive environment. Hormone level adjustments are key in maximizing recovery, as traditional paradigms often overlook this aspect.
People can have the symptoms of low hormone levels even when their tests say they're within range. For some, raising their levels can make a world of difference, especially those with significant brain injuries.
By embracing individualized protocols, the Warrior Angel Foundation challenges conventional norms and advocates for a holistic approach to TBI recovery. Andrew Marr, a former Special Forces Green Beret, shares his journey from battlefield challenges to founding the Warrior Angels Foundation.
My brother and I started the foundation after my time in the Army. I was on 13 different medications, unable to recognize my own life.
His transition back to civilian life was marked by severe physical and psychological struggles, dealing with chronic pain and disconnection.
I had panic attacks, couldn't walk straight, and felt disconnected from my life's purpose.
To cope, Marr initially turned to alcohol, seeking temporary relief from the growing chaos.
The first thing you can think to do in something like that was to drink. I had to stop and didn't know how to change my trajectory.
Out of this turmoil, the Warrior Angels Foundation emerged, aiming to help veterans facing similar battles. A family crisis became a turning point for Andrew Marr, as the severity of his health issues collided with his responsibilities.
It got so bad my wife had to ask me to keep my drinking down in case she went into labor.
At his son's hospital bed, Andrew experienced a life-changing epiphany, choosing to reclaim his life from substances.
I had the last pain pill with a shot of whiskey and thought, I can either stay on this route or decide to change.
His transformation became a beacon of hope, highlighting resilience and recovery through determination. The program Andrew discusses offers a unique approach to treating traumatic brain injuries among veterans, emphasizing personal engagement in recovery.
Veterans are responding positively. They see the change and realize they have a choice: live in past struggles or embrace a hopeful future.
An upcoming documentary, Quiet Explosions, aims to expand public awareness of traumatic brain injuries through storytelling.
We've started production. We have 3 different stories, all people through the foundation.
The initiative also includes training doctors and collaborating with military organizations to build a strong support network for ongoing recovery and impact.
We're training doctors involving military divisions like the Navy SEAL Foundation to make the impact sustainable and predictable.
The episode delves into the frustrating lag between groundbreaking scientific findings and their adoption in mainstream medical practice.
Cutting all the sugar out of my diet and doing what recent studies show really affect your health is crucial, but it seems ignored.
This sentiment captures the guest's belief that current practices, like prescribing statins for high cholesterol, are over-relied upon without considering alternative, more current approaches.
I found out about the neuroendocrine system and spoke to an endocrinologist while still in the Army. When I suggested my issues might be due to exposure to explosions, he disagreed. Instead, he wanted to test me for anabolic steroids. Can you believe that?
This incident underscores the gap between emerging scientific understanding and existing medical frameworks. The guest highlights this as a glaring example of professional insensitivity and a failure to entertain unconventional possibilities.
He accused me, a doctor, of trying to score steroids because my levels were low. ridiculously low. He'd never seen anything like it without steroid abuse. That was his assumption. I was irate.
It's fascinating to think how much there's left to learn. The default seems to be status quo, like putting everyone on statins when new methods might work better.
The host underscores the discrepancy, reflecting on how the reliance on traditional approaches leads to misjudgments that could be quite costly to patient trust and health outcomes. In this stimulating exchange, the traditional approach to heart disease through controlling cholesterol levels and using statins is critically examined. The conversation brings to light the potential misguided focus on cholesterol rather than inflammation as a heart disease predictor.
My cholesterol is 350, and according to present standards, it should be less than 200. But despite high cholesterol, my inflammatory markers remain low. It's those markers that actually predict heart disease better than cholesterol.
Yeah, cholesterol is often pegged as the main villain when there's more to the story. And mixing LDL with refined sugars, that's trouble. It makes things extremely bad.
The data shows that heart disease rates haven't dropped despite widespread statin use and cholesterol management. This strongly suggests inflammation might play a more significant role than previously acknowledged.
Getting lower cholesterol numbers isn't solving the problem. Inflammation, identified through markers like homocysteine and Lp(a), gives us clearer insights. And when you add things like refined sugars, it's like pouring gasoline on a fire, especially concerning brain injuries.
Interesting. There's also the brain and pituitary connection, right? Those hormones produced in the brain have a quick impact.
The discussion delves into brain health. Unlike body-wide hormones, neurosteroids in the brain offer immediacy in their effects. This nuanced understanding demands embracing a holistic health view that prioritizes inflammation management.
Hormones produced outside the brain have slow genomic effects, turning genetic switches on or off. In contrast, neurosteroids influence neuronal membranes instantly. Such complexity requires us to rethink health beyond cholesterol alone.
The guest shares a turbulent journey through adversity, emphasizing transformation and resilience. Knocked off balance, he fiercely decides to reclaim his life, confronting both mental and physical struggles.
What does that mean? Like that? This is like just getting rocked. So like being rocked by circumstances knocked me, for a year and a half.
Realizing his negative thoughts weren't truly his own, he taps into an inner willpower. By adopting a unique protocol, he breaks free from medication and finds his way back to normalcy.
I could observe my thoughts. And I was like, these thoughts that are being produced now are not me. I don't know where they're coming from.
Ignoring medical advice, he quits medication cold turkey, choosing to embrace his feelings naturally. This risky decision led to behavioral volatility, illustrated by a vivid incident.
I quit cold turkey. And they say you should never do that, right? I was at a place in my life that I was like, hey, I accept whatever fallout could happen.
In a tense moment, he recounts confronting chaos fueled by his struggles, leading to an outburst in a parking lot, leaving an indelible mark on his family.
Before I knew it, I just backhanded this kid across the face, dropped him on the ground. And I look up after dropping the last guy, and my wife's breastfeeding. And horror is on their face.
That's intense, but you turned it around, right?
Absolutely. Changing his diet played a crucial role in his recovery. By eliminating inflammatory foods, he not only improved his health, but deepened his connection to his authentic self.
I eat basically try to anti-inflammatory diet. Just learning what causes inflammation, right? Getting away from things that were packaged for me.
Through these lifestyle changes, he fosters a positive feedback loop, illustrating the power of resilience and transformation. His journey showcases human endurance and the capacity. The journey explores holistic health optimization through hormonal balance, integrating physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects.
It's a symphony, Cutting out those things in your testosterone really made a difference, right?
Absolutely. I came off all protocols in 2017 just to understand what happens without them. It showed me how crucial balance is, even if life wasn't fully optimized.
Their conversation delves into the intricacies of hormone optimization and the body's response to changes, emphasizing the power of replenishing all hormones to physiological levels.
It's vital to replenish all hormones, not just a select few. If you focus on one, it disrupts the entire system.
The guest shares their work on expanding a global network of trained doctors to provide comprehensive treatment focusing on Southeast Asia.
We're going to train groups in Cambodia and Vietnam as part of our project. Our network aims to reach people at scale, with doctors available in many states.
What's incredible is how much you've accomplished in such a short time. Obsessed?
Passionate. We're taking action for the right reasons, and opportunities continue to arise.
The conversation shifts to acknowledging the dissemination of impactful health information and the collaborative efforts involved.
You've helped promote our work like Tales from the Blast Factory, which supports our mission. Thank you for that.
Hopefully, we're shaking that tree today. This show has helped spread this essential information.
Andrew Marr recounts his determined recovery from a traumatic brain injury, shifting from conventional treatments to advocacy.
I was going to return to my pre-injury status. I aimed to find healing and help others. I didn't care how.
Marr's resolve was to reclaim his life despite frustrations, seeking alternatives with Dr. Mark Gordon.
By collaborating with Dr. Gordon, I learned my problems weren't unique, fueling broader advocacy.
So there was nothing you're saying. There was nothing they were measuring. Somebody's subjective call. 13 medications on somebody who had no prior issues.
With new treatment options, Marr shifted from dependence on medications to effective methods.
Mark opened new treatment doors, significantly reducing medication reliance for many.
I've spoken with many who learned about you here and have removed medications successfully.
A story of misdiagnosis and healing underscores the healthcare system's challenges for veterans.
Your natural testosterone shuts down with steroids, right?
Initially, skepticism surrounded the guest's symptoms, later linked to hormonal deficiencies from trauma.
Doctors doubted me until a specialist linked my symptoms to hormone issues. Things improved after intervention.
His improved mental state led to founding the Warrior Angels Foundation, aiming to help others.
Life slowly and surely started to turn back on. We've helped over 200 people with remarkable results.
The foundation has seen major success, highlighting the importance of advocacy in veteran care.
We've shown significant improvements in nearly everyone we've treated.
The discussion emphasizes personalized medical care's vital role in improving patient outcomes.
Standard benchmarks don't apply universally. What's normal for me wasn't part of those studies.
A powerful example illustrates the shortcomings of standard testosterone measures.
A patient deemed normal still suffered until personalized therapy brought transformation.
You had a good response? Good response.
His mission with Warrior Angel Foundation reflects his commitment to veterans and personalized care.
We set up an organization to help subsidize treatment costs and engage veterans in their healthcare.
Mark has never let me pay for my visits, ensuring I pay for others instead.
Their strategy combines funding treatments and engaging veterans directly, reinforcing dignity and responsibility.
Revenue from our products helps pay so people can have.
Today's discussion delves into the complexities of traumatic brain injury, or TBI. The guest reveals the multifaceted nature of this condition, emphasizing its disruptive effects on brain chemistry and function due to inflammation.
Regardless of if it was mild or a blast trauma like Andrew had, or a slip and fall, or someone coming up and hitting you behind the head, or MMA, or boxers, or Muay Thai. And there's absolutely zero that they use to regulate what they're doing. It says, okay, today's Thursday, let's try this drug.
The conversation highlights the inadequate nature of traditional treatment approaches that fail to address the core issues like hormonal deficiencies. The guest articulates a vision for using interdisciplinary approaches to tackle these challenges.
The chemistry of the brain is altered by the inflammation, and it starts shutting down systems so that the nerves in the left side of the brain can't talk to the right side, or the frontal lobe can't talk to the temporal lobe.
Sounds like TBI isn't just a brainy puzzle, it's a scrambled Rubik's Cube in the head.
As inflammation leads to hormonal imbalances, the guest notes a startling correlation with mental health issues, particularly atypical depression.
They found in 61% of these people who were still depressed with atypical depression that they had growth hormone deficiency. And then when they replaced the growth hormone, within 1 to 2 months, their depression disappeared.
Hormone replacement therapy emerges as a promising avenue, offering hope for those traditionally left without effective solutions. The guest mentions innovative treatments like pregnenolone.
Pregnenolone. There are 6,160 articles talking about its beneficial effect on anxiety. Pregnenolone is called the mother of all hormones. It's the precursor. It comes right off of cholesterol.
The conversation underlines a strategic, integrated approach, combining neurology, psychology, and endocrinology to redefine TBI treatment. The conversation delves into the stark psychological differences between elite military personnel and civilians. The guest explores how A-type personalities in special forces often exhibit a remarkable drive for improvement. This is contrasted against those who engage in self-sabotage, resistant to change.
Looking at special ops in the regular army, those who are more A-type tend to get better faster. They want to improve, and they do, no matter what others say.
The guest highlights a severe issue among those who mentally sabotage their paths to recovery, leading to tragic outcomes. The host reflects on how people find comfort in their destructive habits, fearing the unknown that comes with positive change.
It's disturbing to see someone ruin their life because it's somehow more comfortable than change. How do you get them out of that woe is me mindset?
The guest explains a recurring pattern where individuals resist even life-saving interventions, such as compliance with medication.
We offered help, but the hassle of taking medication was overwhelming for some. They talked themselves into a negative place, memorizing these emotions.
The host, drawing from personal experience, acknowledges this haunting cycle.
Growing up with guys with drug problems, I saw people talk themselves out of bettering their lives because the familiar was less scary than the unknown.
The conversation underscores how achieving harmony doesn't mean forcing everyone onto the same path. Instead, it's about appreciating each person's journey toward improvement. The challenge lies in recognizing the sacredness of each choice and creating a space where fears and resistances can coexist with the drive for change. The conversation unfolds with the guests sharing how personal choices shape individual identity within structured environments, such as the military. They delve into the significance of embracing personal expression while maintaining integrity.
3, 2, 1. If you're going to drink that, Andrew, be very careful. It's 270 milligrams of caffeine in that bitch.
I take espresso before I go to bed.
The host teasingly points out the guest's clean-shaven look, marking a transformation from his usual rugged appearance.
Andrew, I'm not used to this clean-shaven Andrew. You're like a different human.
That's the point, man. My daughters, about a year ago, said they had enough of the beard, so it had to go.
This exchange underscores the conversation's focus on counterculture within the confines of tradition. The guest reflects on how deviating from military norms, such as facial hair, symbolizes having earned respect and autonomy.
Right. But for a guy with your experience, that kind of beard is normal.
It's like counterculture. So anti-establishment in the establishment.
The discussion then expands to how some of the most respected figures in military circles often appear nonconformist.
I remember I read Dick Marchenko's book. Am I saying his name right? Marchenko.
Totally. Like unconventional probably be the way to say it.
They explore the broader theme of autonomy, as the guest emphasizes the importance of critical thinking over blind adherence to authority.
Yeah, you gotta earn it. You get so tired of doing what you're told. I don't need to be dictated from somebody who's not gonna be there telling me how to do it.
As the episode rounds off, the host delivers a heartfelt closing, turning a simple farewell into an uplifting moment of gratitude. His words reflect a deep appreciation for the role listeners play in making the show possible.
Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
This simple yet profound expression of thanks shifts the dynamic from just a listener-host transaction to one of mutual respect and recognition. It's this gratitude that strengthens the bond. Acknowledging the audience's value isn't just a formal endnote, it invites listeners into a community with the host, creating a shared journey beyond the episode. The host's encouragement to participate further through donations underscores this exchange.
Get in on this. Donate.
The invitation to contribute highlights a reciprocal relationship, where the support is celebrated as part of what keeps the show thriving. Every listener becomes an integral part of a collective effort. Closing with a touch of humor, the host maintains a relaxed, genuine connection, reinforcing his authenticity and approachability with a lighthearted bid farewell.
All right, folks, that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Where's the scotch?
Ending on this casual note, the host leaves listeners with a sense of camaraderie and anticipation for future episodes. Gratitude and humility blend seamlessly, reminding everyone of their shared role in the show's ongoing story.